So I don't know about you, but I hear a lot of advertisers and audio engineers saying like, this one plugin is gonna revolutionize your mixing, or to get a good pop vocal, you have to have this one vocal plugin. And I don't really buy that whole narrative. In my career, there have been very few plugins that have completely changed my workflow and actually revolutionized the final product and made it better. Here's my opinion on the 5 essential plugins that can actually make your music better. Real quick, let me know down in the comments what plugins you use the most and why. So number 1 is Superior Drummer. Now I work in pop and CCM and rock and singer-songwriter, so I'm working with drums pretty much every day. And this plugin absolutely, without a question, took my drum programming to the next level. I think Superior Drummer is the best in-the-box option for drum programming that sounds good enough to actually make it on a record. Like, let's check this out. There's a solid mixer window and a super intuitive programming window. You can actually like watch the drums being played back, which is kind of dope. Here's a percussion section of a song that I programmed. Even if you do plan on hiring a session drummer and doing live drums later, it does make the whole songwriting and demo process a lot easier and faster, and you can write the drum parts exactly how you want them and send them to your session drummer, and he has something to practice with and he gets an idea for the vibe that you're wanting. So Superior Drummer is $399 right now, and that might seem a little expensive, but $400 is probably only going to get you 1, maybe 2 sessions in the studio with a session drummer. That's just something to consider. The second plugin that I think can actually help your workflow is Nectar 3 Plus by iZotope. Now Nectar uses some AI and ML wizardry, which is pretty crazy to see work. Like, check this out. This is the raw vocal out of this SM7B here. What it's going to do, it's going to listen. It's going to add kind of like an input gain compensation. Then it's going to go and it's going to add EQ to it and a de-esser, and it's going to do kind of like a vocal writer, just a dynamics control thing. And if you select like the vocal mode for singing, it'll put in a reverb and do all that stuff. It's insane how fast this goes, and you can hear how it's updating those things in real time. And then this is the final sound. And like, it's not perfect, but it sounds pretty good. This is before. This is what it sounds like without it. And then this is what it sounds like with it. Absolutely crazy. I think using Nectar really fast tracks the time that it takes to get a decent sounding vocal, especially when you're in a session with clients and you don't want to waste time messing around with plugins and getting something to sound decent. Nectar 3 Plus currently comes in at $249, and there is a cheaper version that has less features, but that goes for $129. So if you're a guitar player, you know each song kind of needs its own flavor of amp on it, and most likely you don't have just stacks of amps and cabs hanging around. So the third essential plugin type that I recommend picking up is an amp sim, some sort of amp sim plugin. There's 2 amp sim plugins that I've been really into lately, and that is Tone Hub by STL Tones, and that one goes for $199, and then the Amped VX30 by ML Sound Labs, and that one goes for $65 USD. So this is an electric guitar plugged straight in direct to the audio interface and then run through the Amped VX30 amp sim. I think that sounds a lot like an actual AC30. Essential plugin number 4. I would really recommend looking into some sort of mastering solution, and I recommend Ozone by iZotope, which is really fast and really easy to use. Just like Nectar by iZotope, Ozone has the same type of assistant. You just drop the plugin on, you go to Mastering Assistant, and you click Next, and you just play the track from the loudest part of the song, and it's gonna do its thing. Let's hear what it sounds like. You push me out as you pull me in. You break my heart and take our oxygen. To run away is so much easier. Say a word and there you go. I'm scared of stepping on your toes. think Ozone is like a complete mastering solution. I still hire people to master the songs that I work on, but it's a fast and an easy way to get the general idea of what your mix is going to sound like once it's mastered. Now, the fifth and final essential plugin I would recommend looking into would be getting a high-quality piano plugin. A lot of people go out and they buy synth plugins, but most default synths in your DAW aren't really that bad, but the plugins generally sound pretty unnatural. I'd recommend Addictive Keys, which is $89 for the grand piano, and it has a few different flavors of grand piano. You can pick which mic you want to use and where that mic is at in the room, and it does sound pretty good. Another super cool option is the Spitfire Audio Originals series. They have quite the versatile line, and they go for $29 a piece, and they're super natural. Here's what those plugins sound like. They're both very cool and very professional, especially when you compare them to the default instruments. So if you didn't notice, 3 of the 5 plugins on this list were actually instrument plugins and not processing plugins. I feel like instrument plugins often give much more inspiration creatively, and they give you more potential to drastically improve your song. So those are my thoughts. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it, give it a thumbs down if you don't, subscribe if you want to hang around, and I'll see you in the next one.